All right, so we have a viewer from Bloomington. I've always said that we have the best informed audience, and this viewer is noting from last year's transportation bill, $105 million in federal FAST Act transportation funding, and he thinks that there's a deadline of around March 31st of this year to avoid delaying certain projects. He's wondering if on the transportation issues where the legislature sits this session, and that particular issue in particular. Anybody want to take a run at that?
I just read a newspaper account that the governor is concerned about losing those federal funds, but some other folks have said, I think a federal official, that if you get those bills passed and by the end of May, you're okay and would not lose those federal dollars. But that's just a third-party account that I read.
Did he include not just the $105 million fast track, but there's that regional transit authority look at, we're sitting there with the potential of our federal tax dollars sitting in D.C. that should come for some regional transit authority stuff. And I know nobody likes to talk about choo-choo trains, but it's part of the regional hub look at how transportation is done. Was that part of that discussion too, that our federal tax dollars that should come back to Minnesota might be gone as well? Paul,
I'm not sure. This was some specific projects that I had read about.
Okay, so that scares me. I mean, you really look at that really does scare me, because those are,
So let's talk about transportation generally. Let's start with you, Senator Hoffman, and then we'll go around the table. Where do you think that's issues at? What would you like to see happen?
We absolutely need a transportation bill, and I believed that a couple of years ago as well. I have concerns when we start dipping into the general fund to pay for our transportation needs in Minnesota without really looking at how you can raise new revenue. And here's why I say that, Barry. We know right now the silver tsunami is not coming. It's with us, and it's been with us. And in 2020, we go from now 635,000 people that are retired to now 965,000 people that will be retired. Fast forward that a couple more years later, you're at almost 1.2 million. Now the medical assistance hit on our general fund on that, because a lot of people don't have long-term health care, long-term care insurance. Right now, the medical assistance out of our general fund is $1.1 or $1.2 billion. I might be off by a couple $100,000. 10 years from now, it's going to be $3.5 billion that we're going to have to come up out of our general fund. And so anytime you start adding more stress onto the general fund, not saying that it couldn't be done or shouldn't be done, I'm just saying that I hope we're also having the conversation at the same time. What about our elderly and our most vulnerable in the state of Minnesota? How are we going to all of a sudden take care of those things that are looking at us? So going back to that, Judge Barry, I do think a transportation piece needs to be done. And sometimes it takes me, I live 29 miles from St. Paul, and on a good day it's 45 minutes. On a bad day it's up to 2 hours, and that's just because of the infrastructure that we have around the Twin Cities area. So,
Representative Marquardt, your thoughts?
Everyone's agreed on the price. It's about $600 million a year for the next 10 years to basically take care of our roadways, where 50% of them are 50 years of age or older, and I think 40% of our bridges are 40 years of age or older. I mean, we have to do something.
There. Yeah.
And quite frankly, if the four of us could just get into a room, we could solve this. But folks have to be willing to compromise, which means take something they don't like. Let me use, for example, I know the Republican plan right now is to take maybe, about $300 million out of the general fund. That's the fund that also funds education and nursing homes and so forth. Okay, I don't like that, but if it was part of an agreement, I would take that. On the other side, people just loathe the gas tax. And, but if we're going to get there, I think we need a mix. But, some people ask, do you support a gas tax? Well, not unless we can get a bipartisan agreement. But if we could take $200 million in the general fund, $200 million in the gas tax, which would be about a 6 or 7 cent increase, and bond for $200, which I'm not crazy about either. We could get there. And let me just talk quickly about the gas tax, which in rural Minnesota, we pay 50% of the gas tax. But we get back almost 70% because of the formula. And it's dedicated, which means it can only go to roads. Can't go to transit. I mean, there's people that worry about that. My parents were married in 1935, right in the middle of the Depression. And I was looking at data, and they lived in Georgetown, north of Moorhead. They were paying 3 times the amount of their income in a gas tax than we are today. 3 times. So during the Great Depression, newly married, they were paying 3 times the percent of a more burden on them than we're paying today. And so I know, you talk, oh, geez, we just can't do it. But I really think people have to compromise on this and be willing to take things you just really don't agree to. Otherwise, we won't get there, and we're going to be using too much money out of the general fund, or it's going to be one-time funding. And why not use a dedicated fund that we know is there? And it's a user tax. As you use it, goes along. So, but I'm not going to support a gas tax until it is part of a Democratic-Republican agreement, because otherwise it's not going anywhere.
Let's us four go down the street here.
But I think really, if we were to come,
There's some points there. You're absolutely right, Paul, because, I couldn't support a gas tax the last time it was coming through either, man, but there's got to be some better ways of finding that funding for that.
Right.
Wow, I didn't.
it's got to be part.
And because we didn't do the bonding bill last time, we are so behind.
Yeah.
We're already 2 years behind. That money should have been on the ground and going, and it's not. And so now here we are, and we're struggling, and we just keep getting further behind and further behind. And so now it's going to take this whole. It's got to be a whole bunch of things to fund it. It's going to have to be bonding. It's going to have to general funds.
Yeah.
And you can do dedicated funds. I know that there's the plan to take all the parts, automobile parts and all that stuff, but that's still taking out of the general fund, because that all goes in the general fund now, and then you make the big hole. So it's what we kind of call a Fargo fool 'em, because it's like it's robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Leveraging.
Right.
And we just really need to put money towards transportation, and it's going to take a big lift to get it done this year, but it has to be. We have roads, and I'm sure you do in your districts too, that are just horrendous. I don't know how people can travel on them. From Aiken to McGregor is one of the worst stretches of road you'll ever see. It takes the fillings right out of your teeth as you go, and it has to be fixed. And we need to put the money towards it. We just have to buckle down and find a solution. And it's not going to be one solution. It's going to be many solutions. And I think if you put a whole package, you're correct. If you put a whole package together, that this is how we get there. It's going to have to be a lot of different pieces.
Yeah, I agree.
Representative Anderson, your thoughts?
I'm going to say this, and it might sound unusual, but the last couple of years with a surplus, I think that makes it harder politically to raise a tax.
I agree.
In this case, we're talking about a gas tax.
agree.
So when the surplus came 2 years ago, I said it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard to politically sell a gas tax increase. And now with the surplus getting bigger this year, I think politically it's still difficult. But I agree with what all of you have said, that if we can get together and do a package, that would be the best thing. Because I've said in our meetings, you can only spend $1 once. You can't spend it on education and then take it and spend it on transportation. It's got one purpose. And we got to get I think transportation, taxes, and real ID are the 3 things that are going to judge what we've done this year, if we've had any success or not down here in St. Paul. We need to get all 3 of those done this year.
Senator, any thoughts, transportation?
Absolutely good point. I go back to, you do have an infrastructure. I was going to jokingly say in Nisswa, right around Bar Harbor, there's that road that does this. That'll take your teeth out too. That's a tough road. I like this conversation, Barry, because we're trying to talk about solutions here, and we're saying a big picture on the solutions here, and not saying no, I won't do this or no, I won't do that. I raised the concern because of the general fund, which I'm not saying no, don't take it from the general fund. I'm just saying be careful what we do, because all you're doing, and you said it right, Senator Ruud, you're leveraging that. You're taking Peter and you're giving it to Paul, and then you're saying, what'd you call it, a Fargo?
Fargo fool 'em.
Fargo.
Is that a card playing?
Fargo fool 'em. And absolutely, but I agree with you on the taxes, transportation. We need to get those 3 things done that you talked about.